and kids.
Okay, now we're live.
Okay.
Alrighty, I just shared it to my page. That 30 seconds is never long enough to share it to anybody. I'm just saying.
Right.
Never enough time. Okay. It looks like we have a few people. Yay. All right. So tonight on Mystical Connections to the Unknown, we have Cassie Smith and her grandchildren, Dre and Cam. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Janet's on. Yay. Hi, Janet. Share away. Share away. Okay. All right. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Cassie, and your team, and all about your grandchildren. What do you do with them?
Okay. Well, I am on a team called Phenomena, and we also have a Facebook Live show called Ghost Buzz for adults only. So the grandkids aren't part of that. So we've been together 3 years now. We just had our 3rd-year anniversary, but we've been involved in the paranormal prior to our team hookup. But we've been official 3 years as a team. And our grandkids were always kind of, questioning and what do you do, and a little intrigued by it. And so we said, let's start a team for our kids, the grandkids, and kind of show them what we do, because it's hard to really just talk about it. So we got their team together. They're called the PJs, Phenomena Juniors. And there's 5 and almost 6 of them. We're still waiting on another to join. And we take them to kid-friendly places to test the equipment, learn the equipment, let them go. They've watched us do a few things, but we kind of put all the equipment in their hands and just stand back. And they do quite well intuitively. So they're pretty good at it.
That's fun. Which one is Dre? Dre's the older one, right?
Yep. Dre's
football jersey. Yeah. All right, Dre, do you want to tell a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
Hey, Dre, you're live. No addresses, no specific stuff. Never forget, Grandma worries about the internet. Not the name of your school, nothing.
No, none of that. Just tell us about who you are. What do you like?
So I love football. It's my favorite sport, and I like a lot of sports, and I like playing video games, and I like dirt bikes and a lot of motorized stuff.
Right.
And I like to work on motor stuff, like find out stuff about TVs, what's inside them, and motors and stuff. But yeah.
My brother used to do that. He used to take all kinds of different things apart when he was little, just to see how the insides work, and then he would put them back together. And guess what? He's a very smart man now, and he does a lot of his own. He works on his own cars. He's got about 6 cars, and he takes them apart all the time, puts them back together, makes them all new. So never know what you might become when you're older, just by tinkering with different things.
Yeah.
Now you use your paranormal equipment. Have you ever taken any of those apart and tried to put them back together?
No, not really, but I do use them a lot, and with my friends and all that. It's cool.
Because there's a lot of I know quite a few people who are spirit box builders, and hey, you never know, you might build some paranormal equipment when you're older. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Good idea, Holly.
you can start now. We'll get you hooked up with some paranormal box builders, and they can show you how it works. And hey, maybe you'll be the youngest built box builder. That would be fun.
Yeah, cool.
That would be cool. And what about your brother Cam?
Um,
How old are you, Cam?
He's 7.
Ooh, 7.
I
Okay.
like basketball, and I like and I've got a trophy and 2 medals so far in it.
Very good.
Yeah, and
And-
I won a lot of games.
You play a lot of games. Now, do you guys ever like when your grandma takes you on ghost adventures, do you ever try to play games with the spirits?
yeah,
got,
sometimes, yeah.
To like a little place, and, like
Oh, I can't hear you, Cam.
I was
Put
going
the
to say, I
phone
can't
closer.
hear you.
we went to a place and we contact with the spirit also one time.
Yeah, and did you try to play a game with them?
Yeah.
What
Me and
game
my
did you try to? What kind of game did you play?
We talked to them why they were like then they said their favorite color and
Name.
name and
Yeah.
like
And what kind of equipment did you use?
We use like the spirit sticks things. I forget what those. No, the
The
dowsing rods.
dowsing
We use
rods.
dowsing rods, yeah.
and we use like someone's phone to see what they're like talking about.
Yes, I know what app you're talking about. I have that
Oculus.
same. Yep, the Oculus one. I have that app on my phone.
What's the meter? Do you remember the light up meter we use?
Yeah, I have one. If it
You
goes
have one?
red, it means yeah.
It's like a.
Called the
it's
K2.
yeah, it's like it detects like ghosts or like spirits and it can conduct like heat or something. And that's pretty cool. But yeah.
I even
So
got one.
how much equipment do you guys have? Don't you guys have your little own ghost equipment boxes?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
bags of them. And
We got it for Christmas last year. From
Oh,
Grandma.
what did you get? What did you get
We got,
in your
like,
ghost bags?
I got the thing that goes up to red.
The K2.
And I got
And then what else?
Brady got the
Now, where have you taken the like? What specific buildings have you taken them in any buildings or just like cemeteries and stuff?
I have grandma. We went to like this one place.
Grozeal Historical Museum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we talked to like that one girl in the spirit, and I think we went with like Zoe. I think was that we
Yeah,
went to.
Zoe's another member of our team. Carol's granddaughter.
And yeah, we were like talking to them, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah. What kind of things do you say to the spirits when you talk to them?
We just like talk to them and like say like, did you like live here? And then it was like full talk of like different ways if it was yes or no. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
Let Cameron answer that same question. Where have you investigated? You've actually investigated more than your brother because your brother's in sports.
So where
We
what? Go ahead.
we've also did it at Grandma's house of like
Dowsing rods.
yeah, with the dowsing rods. We were talking to her dad, I think, and that's one time we've done it.
That would have been your great
I was gonna say,
grandfather.
your great grandfather, absolutely. What
Where
your
else
Yeah, it
did
was
we
great.
go?
It was
now? What
grandma's
equipment?
dad.
Right
We talked
now, what
about
equipment do you have as a whole team? You know, they have their little bit, but what do you use?
I
Kathy?
use
No, they're talking to grandma.
They have K2 meters. We have the SB7 Spirit Box. We have the phone apps, the Oculus. We have flashlights. We have tape recorders and cameras. A lot of times they'll go around and take pictures. Cameron actually has a good picture from the Octagon House at the Westland Village Park where he was standing next to the big mirror in the bridal room, and it almost looks like you can see a female looking back at him.
Yeah, there's an older lady in that house. I felt her. I went in there.
Do you remember the lady's name at the Octagon House, Cam?
no.
Rose. There's where else? We did 2 places. Remember, we were in the big Octagon House that had the upstairs and all the old pianos. And then where else did we investigate?
I think like
The Eloise Museum.
That's a cool place.
yeah, that was
The Eloise Museum is a very cool place.
And
Yeah,
you've
that's
been
where-
to 2 cemeteries, right?
What
Wait.
cemeteries did you go to? Do you
We
remember
went
the name?
to-
gonna be one. Yeah, and then another one.
Something I think
One
it
was
by the
in
dad and mom.
Plymouth, the old cemetery in Plymouth, and one was St. Hedwig's in Dearborn Heights, where our family is. They sat where I was going to be buried.
Where you're going to be buried?
Yeah, I already have my plot. We hang out there and talk to my family on each side of me.
Oh, okay. You know, I've never actually thought about doing that.
Mhm.
I mean, my mom, I have her cremated, so she's here, in my
Right.
bedroom. But yeah, I have her now. My sister's like, "Can you take mom for a little while?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess so.
No, I'm going to be in a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah. My.
the weirdest part is the cemetery by our house, where my children's grandparents are buried at. My ex's side is seeing their name, like his name and his brother's name, and like family names that people are still living already on cemetery on the walls and stuff of the cemeteries because they're Italian names, so everybody has the same names.
Right, right.
It's like, ooh, that's a little spooky to me, but it's like, okay, I don't like that, but okay. He's like, but that was before. But yeah, that's kind of weird. Seeing somebody else's name that has the same name as you. Yeah, that's
Right.
a little awkward.
Yeah. My grandpa recently passed, and we have his ashes in my grandma's my dad's mom's house, and grandma has her spot because her dad used to own a lot of like graveyard like things, so that was pretty cool and stuff. That's got to own them and all that.
Now, do you feel like Cassie, do you feel like the kids are more sensitive spirits now that they that you've taken them places?
I think that while they're investigating, I was pretty shocked. They show no fear at all. I tell them, I've tried to teach them, we're here to talk to spirits, see what happens when we die and cross over. We're like scientists and we're gathering information to prove things.
Mhm.
Nothing's 100% set in stone. You go with your gut when you think you feel something. Of course, we don't take them to adult or any hot spots or nothing that feels dark at all.
Right.
It's very kid friendly. So they have to be 5 to join, and I think we have members up till the ages maybe 12. So 5 to 12, and sometimes we break in groups. Other times I'll go to the same place, but we'll take the younger ones, and then the older ones can get more involved. But I'm surprised because we kind of gave them just a little tutorial, and we just kind of threw them out to see what they did on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And they are all kind of naturals. So I don't know if they're naturals because they've seen us doing it or watched the TV because we're always watching somebody doing something.
Right.
They've watched me on YouTube and stuff. So I found that their questions they didn't ask dumb questions. They were on point, very informative. Who are you? What's your name? Where do you come from? Do you see us? When's your birthday? Were you in a war? What job did you have? They were kind of out of their element. I didn't expect
Right.
as good as feedback as I got watching them, and they're all pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, my son wants to go on investigations with us, and so I've taken him to a few cemeteries and shown him the ropes. But it does amaze me because, especially you saying you have children as young as 5 on your as your junior investigators, I think that's amazing. But I think sometimes we can learn from them too, because going into the same buildings, these spirits hear the same questions all the time. And it's like, okay, what are these young minds, open up some different topics. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I never thought to ask, how old are you?
Right. Well,
what job do you have? That's
right. Isn't
like,
that?
okay.
I was like, I'm learning from them at the same time.
Right?
Like Drayden, Cam, here's one thing too. I can't see Cam, Drayden. Cam, can you scooch in?
Yeah, he's
now, remember when you guys first moved in your house? Do you remember the phone call you made to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Oh, I remember that. Wait, when we first moved, into this house that we're in now?
Yeah. You said.
I was gonna say
something was going on with one of your electronics, your TV or something, or a baby monitor.
Oh, that wasn't when
That
we
was
got
in an apartment.
Yeah, I was in an apartment.
Oh, it was before you moved. Okay. Well, Grandma's old.
Yeah,
I get it mixed up.
In an apartment, and I told you, we were on the baby monitor, and we were watching watching TV, and all of a sudden the baby monitor just cut off. It was so weird, and then we called the grandma, because it was strange because then the TV just went cut off too, and it was just weird.
So what did we say? What did we talk about? What did we talk about? What did you do after that?
I called you and we talked about how you don't gotta be scared.
Uh-oh.
You just have hope that everything's okay and everything like that.
Yeah, I said you can put protection around you. You say your prayers, right, and put your protection around you.
Mm-hmm.
So what protection do you
get
use?
your equipment, didn't I? I said go get your equipment and see if anything lights up.
What kind of protection do you do?
I do my prayers and stuff. That's the really good protection that I use.
Okay. But what about your brother? What does he use prayers too, or does he do something different?
What do you do, Tim?
I do prayers a lot too.
Yeah.
Do you have your badge with you? Can you find your badge and run and get it? Your PJ's badge, or is that here? I thought you guys had it.
I thought we left it there.
A badge? What badge?
They have kits at their house and kits at my house, but they have a like a backstage pass badge
Uh-huh.
with their name and PJs, and in the back of the badge is their protection prayer.
Okay.
And so we all read that.
Gotcha.
before
Now, do
we start
you use
investigating.
I remember that. I remember that one.
do you use like crystals or anything with them, or
No,
no?
not yet.
No.
Not yet. We just
I
kind
love
of,
crystals, so that's
oh, Grandma does. I have a good rock collection. They have a rock collection too. We just haven't introduced them to that yet.
uh-huh.
And we haven't done that much because as soon as we started the team and did a few things, then COVID hit. So
I
we
know.
haven't been on an investigation in a long time.
I started my team during COVID, so you know,
Right.
hey, we're right there with you. I think I'm a year behind you guys. We'll be 2 years in April, so.
Yeah.
But I have 10 people on my team, so that's a good, or 9 people on my team. So that's a
Yeah,
good
we
thing.
like our team. Most of the people on our team are people we grew up with or family members of ours. It kind of keeps the drama low. I don't think we're gonna.
So
we
how
don't
did you
accept-
start? How did you start the team? Like, what made you get into the paranormal field?
Well, Grandma lived in a haunting apartment, and I was on a team 20 years ago called Michigan Ghost Watchers. And then I was in that about a year, and a friend passed away, and I went on what I consider like an astral journey with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it freaked me out, and I put it down because I swear I was crossing over with him. And I'm like, oh, back up. I'm still here. So, but I've had paranormal experiences. I've had with family dying, smelling that, I just believe in the afterlife. So I think once you're exposed to it, you believe in
Right.
it more and more you see, right?
Right.
So, but Janet has had stuff, Carol has had stuff. We've all experienced things, and we were just sitting around. Well, really, it was Carol and Janet being sisters. They thought about becoming a team for years, but just not on Facebook, not on social media, just going to do stuff. So they started collecting equipment for funsies before even doing a team. So we've been messing around unofficially for a while. And then they were like, oh, well, we should get serious. And everybody around here is doing stuff. And we joined the museum. And of course, the people at the museum were also in a team. And we're just like, we should do that. And so we just started. Janet's the planner, man. She's the planner and she can get us in anywhere. So we just started planning and doing stuff. And we went on a road trip. And next thing you know, let's go on Facebook and put our team out. And next thing you know, we're helping Eloise and we're at the Detroit 6th precinct. And it just kind of blew up.
Right.
And same with Ghost Buzz, our live show. It started funsies, and here we are in our 7th season. And I'm just like, can't believe people watch that stuff, but here we are.
I know it
And the
amazes me
kids-
sometimes. I'm like, I watched a little number go up, down, up, down. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
so somebody left the, watching. And then it goes back. I'm like, yes. But,
Right.
I think the more we get out there, the more, people are like, hey, that's a good show to
Right.
watch. I hope so. I hope that's what people
What do you
say.
guys think of Grandma doing this stuff?
I think it's really cool to like socialize and like talk and like see like spirits, and I think it's pretty cool.
Now, do you
do that
do your friends know that you go on ghost hunts? You talk to spirits? Do any of your friends know that?
Yeah, my friend Isaiah and a lot of my friends know. Yeah.
What do your friends think of you talking to spirits and going into haunted locations?
They think it's cool. They think it's like pretty like unique and cool.
That's cool. Yeah,
They
my
think it's, really cool.
my children tell their friends what I do, and then they're like, "Oh, my daughter and her friends want us to take them to the Stanley Hotel."
Oh, that's a bit much. I would 18 and over for that one.
She's like, when we're old enough, can you take us to the Stanley
Mhm.
Hotel? I'm like, sure. We'll go on a little road trip.
So, are you boys, out of curiosity, because everybody gets scared time to time, especially of the unknown, do you think you're still like scared of different things, or do you think you're braver from ghost hunting because you
I
understand
think
more?
I've
I'm just
got
curious.
brave. I think I've got way more brave. Like talking to ghost hunting and stuff. So yeah. I think I got way more brave.
Me too.
That's what I think. I don't hear. That's one thing I can say. Like when I was little, all them movies came out when I was little, and I
Right.
watched all the horror movies, and so I was afraid of all my dolls, and I lined up my stuffed animals on my bed, but nobody like sat and talked with you. Where I talked to these kids are being talked to
Yeah.
about. Not everything that goes bump in the night is a ghost. Not
Right.
every ghost is bad. So they're just people that lived here before, and they're still just people, you know.
Right. And even the
And
bad ones that we might encounter from time to time, they were just bad people on earth. I hear so many people are like, oh my God, it's demonic. Oh my God, there's this. And oh my, like, it's like, do you ever just realize that there's really not that many demonic spirits? And I mean, because you'd think if there were so many demonic spirits, how chaotic this world would actually be.
right.
Okay, Ghost Whisperer.
I can Ace. He's still afraid of ghosts. Yeah.
Ghost Whisperer. Ghost Whisperer. Thank you. Hi, Robert. How are you? Um,
I can't see anybody.
you can't.
Oh, there we go.
I put it on my phone too because I see it better on my phone. So, like, I get some comments here on the side, and then I see most of them on the phone though. Like, I can see
Right.
who joins us on the chat. So, whereas
Yeah,
I can just see the comments. But
Hi, Robert.
now have you ever seen like a Cam or Jade? Have you ever seen a shadow figure?
I don't know that they know what that one
I
is.
We just
Uh-oh.
lost them. Phone must have died. Do you
We'll
think
see
they
if
ever?
come
Do you
back
think
in.
they ever seen a shadow figure?
I think they've not experienced one. I don't think they recognize much. I don't know if they've had much of a haunting around them.
Oh,
I
okay.
think all kids get a little spooked from time to time, or if they hear a bump in the night. But I tell them, if you're scared, say your prayers or
Yeah.
talk out loud. Who are you? And I told them, you can tell them you're not allowed to enter my space or touch
Right.
me. You can give them rules,
Yeah.
and they're pretty good with it. I don't know what happened to their doggone connection.
They
They're
probably
probably
they're
running downstairs to get their
get the
mom
phone.
and get them back in the show.
That's okay. We have time. My children, it's funny because I know I've mentioned this a few times, but my children, especially my two youngest ones, my daughter and my youngest boy, at our old house, we had spirits there. And my daughter, when she was 2, she would always tell me, Mama, I see red eyes staring at me. I see red eyes. And I'm like, oh, I just kind of played it off a little bit. I was like, it's not, let's get our, spray. And I put water in the spray bottle. I think they're calling in. Hello? Jay, are you there?
Their mic's off.
Oh,
there they go.
There
sorry.
you are.
I couldn't cut it out.
I was going to say, did your phone die?
No, the thing just cut out.
Oh, lost connection. That's okay. But I was saying she used to see red eyes, so I'd get like water bottle and like, let's just spray our magic spray and it'll go away. And I kind of thought, maybe her teacher was telling them stuff,
Right.
Because she stopped napping at 2 years old at daycare, and the daycare teacher she had, I just couldn't stand. So I was like trying to blame her. And so, but then when Mateo came along and he started saying the same thing, but at a younger age, at 1 year old, when he started talking, he's like, red eyes, red eyes. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And
Right. So it's repeating.
and he would say the same thing. And, and they're 3 years apart, but then he started talking to someone and high-fiving someone and smiling at someone. And I was like, who you high-fiving? And he's like, no. And I was like, yeah, I kind of had a feeling it was him, because I would smell cigarettes all the time in the house. Our stove would start clicking, and I'm like, Mom, you cannot use your stove anymore. It's not yours. Like, shut it off. And then it would turn off. But it was my in-laws that were in the house. But they started seeing at a very young age. And my daughter will deny her gifts, where Mateo embraces them. So
yeah. How about you boys? Have you ever seen anything or had an experience that you know of?
I've had an experience. I've saw like shadows and stuff like that. And yeah, I know Grandma's told me about like her seeing like an old woman and things, but yeah.
Is that our old woman in white, Cassie?
Yes.
I was going to bring that up to you. That's good that you brought that up, because that was my next question to ask her. Was that your first time of actually seeing not just a shadow figure, but a whole apparition?
Yes, that's the first time I came face to face with a full-blown apparition who looked as solid as we did. She just appeared, and I went speechless. My brain was busy comprehending what was happening, and then she was gone. And I looked at my team and said, okay, we're supposed to say this out loud. There was just an old lady standing here. And why she chose just to show herself to me, nobody. We even had the psychic there. She didn't pick up on her. I was the chosen one, and I saw her. Of course, we went back through footage, and our videographer, at that point, you can hear her. She looked at something. When she comes back, you can hear me going, oh my God, did anybody else see that? So she turned the camera right at the point she would have showed up, of course, because
she didn't want anybody else to see her but you.
And so that was the first time, and she was cool.
Who did you call after that?
You. Did you do it? You were there? What did you see? Because I seen a lady. I don't claim to be psychic. I get impressions sometimes. They have to be like a very strong emotion. Like when my mom passed, I heard my sister find her and screaming out in grief. And then I got the phone call, and she said everything I had already heard. And I don't know if that's the sister connection, my mom, so you're connected, and I heard it across the way. So I've had some phenomena happen to me. I was told by a few people I could probably develop it if I learned how, but good. I mean, when it happens, it'll happen. I'm so busy. I don't have time to do all the downloads and all of that. If it happens, it happens. I'm good. I don't like that negative thing. When that rocking chair rocked at me and threw that ball, that was not my favorite experience.
I'm so jealous because I so want that. That is every haunted location we go to as a team, and I see a rocking chair. My first thing is, please make the rocking chair move for me. I'll do a happy dance for you if you make that rocking. It never moves. Ever. And I'm like jealous because you got it to move.
We didn't even start investigating. That was a message, get out message. Because we just walked in the room and it happened.
That was at Monroe House, right?
Yeah, but it also was leading me and Eric away from the team. It was separating us. So it was weird just the way that all went down. So I didn't
Yeah, we
particularly
went
like that.
when we
And that's
went
why I
there.
would never any place. Okay, so you're dealing with spirits, you're dealing with stuff, and with the kids it's hard, and we debated about getting them involved. So we do the cemetery stuff. We don't do they do the dowsing rods, they do the easy stuff, they do historical museums. I will never take them to like a true haunting location. One, they're too young. One, when they're in puberty, too many things happen. My goal is to keep them safe because I mean, different people believe in different things. A lot of people believe, oh, there's good energy and bad energy. I do believe in demons. I don't
do too.
want to encounter them at all. So I would never draw my grandchildren into anything unsafe. It's basically trying to have them overcome the fear of this stuff. And if they're interested and want to pursue it, they can. It was more or less for fun. We took them. Do you guys want to go ghost hunting more?
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in demons too. I just don't believe there are as many as people claim there are to be. I mean, everybody's heard my story of my demonic, happening when I was 12. But oh, there they go again. But I also think if they're super interested in like my child, I would like to take him into a haunted location. I mean, I took him to the Detroit 6 precinct. We went during the day.
Daytime.
We did go during the daytime. I think spirits are active no matter what time of day it is.
Absolutely.
So, and he actually did pick up on a couple of the spirits in there that we've picked up on, that many people have picked up on. He picked up, he's like, Mom. I'm like, what? He's like, there's a really big dude standing right over there. And we were in the firing range. And I'm like, yep, he's there. And as he said it, Ace took a picture because we were picking something up from the Detroit precinct. So I asked Ed, I'm like, can I bring my son? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Ace was actually taking a picture and he caught a shadow of a big dude right above our head. So it's kind of like he picked up on it. Ace got the picture. We haven't been able to debunk it,
I love validating. I love validation.
But it happened and it was cool for him. He enjoyed it. Was he a little scared to be by himself? Absolutely he was. He didn't want to be in the building by himself. But that was his first time in a haunted location. So he was a little nervous. He stayed with me, didn't leave my side, and I taught him, it's okay to be scared. We all get scared. I mean,
I think if you're not scared from time to time, something's wrong with you.
Right? I mean, you brought up the
natural.
Right. It's your natural defense mechanism. Something's not right to be a little scared.
Right. Yes, it is shocking when it happens, no matter how many times you experience.
Absolutely.
And Robert, gosh, I just want to talk to you some more. We got to go vacation together. You've had Robert on your show. He was on mine too. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
so many people awesome. Are on. Hi, everybody.
Except when Robert was on my show, he kept cutting out because the spirits kept interacting with him. Every time, it was funny because every time he would say something and it would be fine, and then all of a sudden he'd go to tell one thing and it was usually the same thing and it kept cutting out. Like, I guess they don't want you to tell me that.
Right.
But it's fun. I mean,
it is fun to be a little scared. That's why we watch horror movies and go to haunted houses. It's a good time. But I think it actually is good for you.
I was going to say
it does something internally that is actually good for you. I forget what it is. I posted a long time ago.
Like when we went to the Monroe House, I was a little like, everyone's like, oh, it's the demon house. It's so, this and this. And like my teammates are like, "What's wrong?" When we were leaving, I was like, "I'm a little sad," and they're like, "Why?" I said, "Because it wasn't like what I expected. It wasn't like super like what I've heard from other people."
Well, like
and
I
had to
said,
tell
you'll
my
have to go with me next time and see if we
well,
can recreate the chair.
but one thing did happen, and it happened kind of the same way it happened to you. Is we didn't even start investigating yet. We had just came into the house. Ace took us around the house because it was us and two other ladies on the team. So it's four of us that made it to the Monroe house, and he took us around, showed us the layout of the house. Um, they went outside for a quick minute, and we were actually standing in the kitchen because at that time they told us the refrigerator wasn't working to bring a cooler. So we brought the cooler in there, and we were going to put like some of the drinks that they supplied into the cooler. And all of a sudden we heard this huge bang come crashing across the like wall or window or whatever, or the building. And we're like, what was that? Like, it made me jump. It was probably the first time I actually jumped. I wasn't scared, but it made me jump. And I grabbed him, like, he's like, why are you grabbing him? I'm like, I don't want you to walk away from me. I don't know what's going to happen if you walk away from me. But we ended up looking, and it kind of sounded like hard metal hitting the floor. And so we thought maybe the cots that they had in the one room fell over because they were metal cots. And they were still standing against the wall. And I'm like, that's just weird. But again, nothing was being recorded. We didn't have equipment out yet. It all happened before. I was like, dang, that would have been cool.
Right.
I think you're right.
What about
Janet.
you guys?
I think it gives give or take,
Yeah. Sometimes it's active, sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's quiet.
I think too at the Monroe house, I think there are so many passes through that the spirits, sometimes I just wonder if they don't get entertained themselves. Like, oh, here they come again. Like if they're intelligent, they know exactly why you're there and what you're doing. They see all the equipment again by a new group of people. I just wonder what they think on their side. Like, I wish they would share more scientifically. Like, well, where are you at? Like, let us share, unless maybe we're not supposed to know everything. So that's why
I don't think we're supposed to know everything. I really don't. Sorry, my child.
It's all right.
He's making faces at me.
I was going to ask Drayden and Cam, is there any place you want to go investigate?
I was just going to ask. I'm just going to ask that, Cassie.
No, we're always we finish each other and don't even know each other.
Is there a place that you want to go?
I can't hear him, Drayden, if you don't put the phone by him.
Oh, yeah, one place we want to go is Eloise. That's what we want to investigate.
We want to do Eloise.
One place we really want to.
Maybe I'm going there next week. Maybe I can talk to somebody there, somebody in charge. See if we can go during the day for a few, couple hours. Because I know my
I don't know about next week. Too. I'm going to be on a jet plane.
No, I'm talking about springtime. I don't want to go in the cold. Me, one of my teammates is going there next week. No, if I take the kids, it's going to be when it's slightly warmer.
Yeah. What kind of things do you want to do instead of Eloise? What's your favorite thing to do? Do you like the houses, the cemeteries, museums? What do you like to do?
Yeah, I like the museums to stuff. And one thing I was going to say is, whenever I spend the night over grandma's, we always watch cool horror, not horror movies, but ghost movies, and it's pretty cool.
Grandma's getting you into the love of horror movies and horror ghost movies. Do you ever watch any of the ghost TV shows with Grandma?
Yes.
Which is your favorite?
Yeah. ghost. One of my favorite ghost like movies kind of is Ghostbusters. That's like one of my favorite. Ghostbusters.
Have you seen the new
is,
one?
like my favorite.
Have you seen
Yeah,
the new
I did.
Ghostbusters?
Yes. I did.
I'm probably the only person in the whole world that was just a little disappointed with the new one.
I cried at the end.
Everybody did. You should see my son's face right now. He's like, "Really, Mom?"
Watch it.
Uh-oh.
Did you watch both streams live?
I'm still live. I was supposed to see that with him.
Who are you gonna call? Jay
yeah.
Cameron.
Oh, Buster.
I just busted myself.
Right. See, you gotta watch out, Mom. You have to pay attention. What's your favorite thing to do, Ghost Honey? What's your favorite piece of equipment? What do you like? Dre, Cam.
My favorite piece of equipment is the dowsing rod.
That's
My
my
favorite
son's
piece
too.
of equipment is the dowsing rod.
Okay, so your grandma has the SB7
Mine is
ghost box.
Wait, Cameron was answering. What
I
did
know I
Cammy
can't
say?
hear him.
Cameron Jammer, talk loud. Get on the phone.
mine's mine's the a text where it goes up to red. And
The K2?
what it says.
Yeah. Now, have you guys ever used the SB7 with your grandma?
The radio thing where you
No, I
listen
think
for
so.
words. Cammy has.
Cam has. How do they do with that?
Yeah.
I think their ears are better than my ears. They say what they think they hear. I don't know if I agree, but the SB7, I can't hear. I need a filtering device. I need to tape record it and listen later. And
Right.
my ears, I was a rock and roller in high school, and I think I went to too many concerts, and I don't pick that up anymore.
Well, it's funny because the SB7 actually hurts my ears. That swooshing noise it makes,
Mhm.
the white noise actually hurt. I hated it on TVs too. Remember our old, square box TVs
Yeah.
we grew up with, and you change the channel and there'd be the white noise.
Right.
Try to see what's behind the flickering of the TV. That drives me nuts. I couldn't handle that. So that's what it reminds me of, and it hurts my ears. I don't know why. So I have a hard time with that, but some of my teammates, and my son's really good at it too. He listens to it. But yeah, I think you're right. The younger kids probably do better with that than I do. That's weird.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah. Do you have any questions for us? Oh, they did great at the Eloise.
Ghost hunts, like when when you go on ghost hunt, like how you like not how why do you not wait? Are you like
You're cutting out a little bit. Can you talk closer to the phone? Can I see spirits? Is that what he asked, Cassie?
They're froze now. I have
No,
I couldn't hear
I know
that.
you guys can see.
You cut out again. You're moving the phone around.
I think they froze again.
I said, do you guys ever get like scared of the spirits or anything? Like nervous around them?
I don't. I really haven't encountered one that I was actually really scared to go into a building. I mean, there's been some areas of a building I'm like, oh, I get a sick feeling, and I was like, nah, I don't know if I want to go in there, but I go in there because I need to like find out what it is that's making me feel that way. there's been times where I've had to leave a building because I've, need the fresh air and need to regroup. Maybe I didn't ground myself a little bit too much. Ace said you need cat balls. That might be a good thing to.
Yeah, we do, Uncle Ace.
Ace is scared. Ace has been scared. He's scared of some buildings.
Well, Grandma got scared a couple times. Sometimes you just get a little creeped out and you work through it because you know you're not being harmed, but it's uncomfortable knowing you're communicating with something you can't see. So it's natural to be a little frightened, maybe.
I don't know why you're popping up twice. Look at that. We'll just take that one. Oh, that's so weird. He's popped up twice. Uh-oh.
Now they're gone.
Hold on.
I think they're getting bored now. My grandchildren don't sit still long.
No,
they're pretty good. It's been 50 minutes.
There we go.
Doing great.
There you go. I had to add them back in. That is so weird. Hello?
Yeah, you're back
there.
on, baby.
Yes. So
Janet's had double trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, Stella's there.
Oh, hi, Stella. She joined
She's
them.
too young to join.
That's the bald-headed baby that don't like me.
Hi,
Stella. You think maybe she'll be a junior when she's a little older?
Maybe.
Now, Cam or Dre, do you guys think you'll do this when you're older? Do you think this is something you'll keep doing?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm really looking forward in life to be like a professional football player.
Okay. That's a good
Like
goal.
I said, Cam's done more investigating. I think Cam's more into it than Drayden.
So, well, he said yes. I heard him say yes. Hey,
Right,
you know
Cam.
what? He might be your little buddy when he's a little older. You'll be Grandma and Cam. Howard.
They're all my buddies.
But you know what? I think it's great that you introducing it to them at a younger age. I think, like when I started the series and put out on the post, I had a lot of people go, "Oh no, kids shouldn't be involved." I'm like, why? Like, kids are very sensitive spirits, and I think when they, like you said, when they know about it and they understand them, they're not as scared. Like my son was scared for the longest time. He wouldn't go past his sister's room at all. He's like, there's a man standing in there, and freaked him out. But then the more I started talking to him about it, and we moved and stuff, and he's learning more about it, he doesn't get as scared. So I think
here's another angle. Here's another angle with it that a lot of people probably don't think about, but I am a religious person.
Mm-hmm.
And my religion, we learn about angels, we learn about demons, we learn about unexplained miracles, Jesus turning water to wine. That's all phenomena, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're trained to believe this and you're supposed to live according to all these phenomena and going to heaven, this unknown place, you just have faith in it. My thing with ghost hunting, we're not conjuring up demons. We're not, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you're aware that there's another aspect, and you have guardian angel. Kids, every one of the I used to say the prayers with them at bed. Guardian angel, my guardian dear, to whom God love commit you here. Ever this day be at my side to light to guard, to rule and guide.
Right.
So that just told me as a kid, I always had an angel with me.
Right.
So what's different about a ghost? You know what I mean? There is a whole other element to, and I think ghost hunters, your religion, one, you're open to the possibility of the unknown. And two, I think you're less fearful. One, you have protection with that.
Right.
Two, I don't know. I just think it's part, if you're teaching it and it's here and it was on earth,
That might be a good series for me to have on my show, Cassie.
Oh, great.
how religion and ghost hunting, mesh. I mean, because some people don't believe. Some people, they don't believe in spirits, and I've tried asking that when I first got into the field. I tried asking people. I'm like, why do because I used to work for Christian daycare, and they were totally against a lot of things, and believing in Halloween and all that was wrong, it's a pagan
Right.
holiday and you didn't do that and blah blah blah. And I had to roll my eyes because I love Halloween, always have.
Halloween's my favorite.
But I'm like, okay, but my question was always, Jesus is a spirit, you got your Holy Spirit, you got all these spirits that you guys believe in that are real, but why don't you believe in the other spirits,
Right. Well,
I
here's
don't know.
one for you.
I mean, I
Here's
guess
one
we're all
for
supposed to go
you.
to heaven and that's it, and we just stay there. I don't know.
So it's against religion for us to ghost hunt for some
Mhm.
reason, even though we're trying to use science and explain the other side and get answers, right? We were born curious humans.
Yep.
We don't have all the answers, so we look for them. We were
Right.
born above the animals, so we search for knowledge. I think it is less sinful to go ghost hunting and try to find answers to what's natural than it is to play with DNA
Yeah.
and try to play God and make humans and put animals together that weren't created that way.
Right.
But everybody ran out and got that vaccine. I'm not starting another thing, but I'm saying.
But that's okay because it is 8:00, so we got to the park and there's actually
Right. So
another
just
show
your belief.
after mine. So exactly. So
All right.
But-
thanks for
but
having us.
I want to thank you guys for being on the show. I see the boys jumped out again. Let me put them back in for a minute so I can say thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Dre and Cam. I appreciate you being on the show, especially last minute, stepping up because I
Cam, let me see
had a
Cam
cancellation.
too.
Appreciate it. But next week we have Kelly Hamilton and her daughter on the show, and they will be our very last mother-daughter duo for this series. So, and then we'll start a different series. So I appreciate you guys for jumping in and helping me out tonight. I appreciate it. It was fun. I like learning about you guys. So
Thanks for helping
Thank you.
Grandma's friend, guys.
bye. Bye, boys.
I love you.
I love you.